Welcome back to Dirt to Daytona, folks. Today we've got Texas Motor Speedway. We're having a good and rough season at the same time. Not a really clean race to be had for us, but we've come out with 3 wins in 6 races. Looking for win number 4 this race right here. Big track. Hopefully we'll be fast and be able to put down some strong laps, keep it consistent, and drive away with a victory. Only way to do that is to get out there, do a little bit of testing, and we'll see you right before qualifying. 28.980. All right, well, I guess that's the time we have to try to beat. All right, here we go through the quad oval for our qualifying lap. Try to hold it. I know I'm going to drift up the track some. That's totally fine. Looking for like a 28.7 right here. Maybe not. I don't know. This corner was not nearly as good as 1 and 2. Try to keep it inside. Oh, 28.67. Nice. And that secures pole position. Fantastic. Now we just have to do that 167 times. No big deal.
Welcome to Fort Worth and the Texas Motor Speedway. With seating for over 150,000 fans, this motorsports haven represents racing at its finest. Recently repaved, this quad-shaped oval with 24-degree banking has become one of NASCAR's fastest tracks.
Well, the best thing for us is that we're starting out front, so that we have that going for us. Just hopefully jump out in front of everybody. Going into this one a little shallow, but it might be okay. Stewart getting a run out of 2. Not that we're blocking him, we're just both on the same line for now. Oh, we didn't get nearly the lead I was hoping after lap 1. Hopefully we'll have a better lap 2 here. Also do want to do some preservation of the tires. I know if we run full out in about 15 laps, we'll be driving a car on ice skates. All right, yeah, we've gone. Okay. So anyway, 167 laps, 27 in the tank, I think, 27 per tank. Goal today, make better decisions than we have. It's such a big track, it's a good way to start. You know, obviously we are a lot faster than the other cars. So we have a lot going for us. From that perspective, we just need to make good decisions when we get into lap traffic. Know that it's a long race as well. We don't have to make any extreme. And I think that's one of my bigger issues overall is that we'll get into situations early in the race and I'm go, and I'm not letting the pit crew do what they need to do to put us out in a better position and making good decisions on the track so that we're not having a bunch of repairs when we go into the pit. There's so many things I can do as a driver, being patient with such a long race to put us in the best possible situation. So that's kind of the mantra of this race and all the races going forward, except for Martinsville, because screw Martinsville. But every other race, I know we go into it with the hope that we're able to put down good laps while still being conscious of the way we're driving and not putting the car in bad spots and not putting my pit crew in a position where they can't put together those 10-second stops they do when we have a clean car. Because if I let them do what they have to do, we're likely going to get ahead of the other cars around us, even if we're not ahead of them going into the pit, just because we put down better pit stops. So that's a big part of it as well. And like I said, it starts today. But we've got 22 left in the tank. We're speaking of a long race at the first stint of the race, so we're going to speed things up early here. And we'll be back with you with a caution or when we are pitting. We're going to try to bring this thing around the whole 22 lines times and be pitting basically as we cross the line with 0 to go in our tank. So we'll see you probably with 2 to go in the tank and give a quick first stint recap before we pit. Caution flies. We have 6 laps left of fuel in the tank, so that kind of sucks. I mean, it's fine. We're going to pit under caution. Just kind of wish that if it was going to come out, it would have come out a little later. Not really sure what happened or who caused the caution. We'll find out in just a minute here. Jeff Burton, damaged car on causing the caution. This part right here is going to be that tricky part, so hold on 1 second.
There's the green flag. Car low.
Especially having Marlon right behind me like this.
Car low.
Worst part is we always come out of turn 2 with a big run.
Stay high.
These cars aren't going to get that same run. Only thing I could hope for is to get inside. And then, oh, that was tight, but it worked so far. Oh, this is the scary part. Off the brake, off the gas, on the brakes a little bit, off. Well, that's not my fault, dude. Get it together. Yep, he's fine. He's fine.
All clear.
Gonna go up. Again. Just not be in that whole quad oval disaster. Look it just happened. It just happened. Did they get it together? They might have. Yeah, they did. We would not have.
Car low.
We would have been so screwed there.
Clear low.
Holy crap, we're loose. Off the gas already. Gonna go high again. Because, well, all these cars get caught up behind the triple digit cars. We're gonna get a nice run here.
Clear low.
Ooh, you know, all over the track, but whatever it was, it appears to have worked out for us so far. So that was, you know, those parts for me are the most dangerous, terrifying parts. We got a couple cars way the frick up there, but nobody is pit. Sterling Marlin pit with us. That was the only lead lap car that pit with us. So these guys got like 5-6 laps before they have to pit. Max. And when they do, you know, we'll be in a pretty decent position because hopefully we'll have passed most of them anyway.
Car low.
What is that up there? Ricky Rudd, probably Tony Stewart, Mark Martin, I'd assume, just because I haven't seen him and I think that's always a pretty good assumption. Oh, yeah, let's come into the quad oval with Matt Kenseth there. Okay, I was thinking we were going to go 3 wide into the quad oval with Matt Kenseth, which in the middle, and you know how I feel about that.
All clear.
Oh, we're good. We are fantastic. So, top 3 car... Well, no, I'm sorry. We're in second place. Rudd is there, so... Did Stewart and Martin pit and go a lap down? I see Kenseth going into the pit behind us. So now I'm real curious as to if Stewart and Martin pit already earlier, and that's why they're in front of Rudd, but not in front of us overall. They're physically up there in front of us, but they're not actually. I don't know how they got so far in front of Ricky Rudd. That's crazy.
The leader's going into the pit.
There he goes. So we'll take the lead back before we get to the line this time round, which is awesome. 20 in the tank. 133 laps to go. Long race. No big deal. We've been running long races for a whole season now. So Sterling Marlin was one that pit with us. He's the only one that's going to still be on the lead lap with us when we come around this time. And Tony Stewart's in fourth, so that must not be Tony Stewart up there. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, it is. Those two are in third and fourth, but on the tail end of the lead lap right now. That's crazy. They're just a few seconds up in front of us. Okay. Well, we're going to run our next stint out. Still super early in the race, so expecting the action to be coming later on, I would assume. No reason to watch me just drive around in circles without any cars around me at all, especially not for position. We'll get back with you guys. Caution or pit stops.
Out.
Caution flies. Tony Stewart and Chris Enoch get into it really heavily. We only have 7 left in the tank, so similarly to the last time, we'll go ahead and pit. It's pretty crazy.
Car high.
Oh, whoa, guys. Don't need you all up on my grill. Keep Mark Martin down, lap down. Nice. And we're going to pit again, because that seems to be how it should be. Obviously, we don't want to go 4 laps around under caution and then pit after 2 laps left. So we'll pit now, and we avoided everything. Still a clean car. Good day so far. Good news here.
The race is going green.
Well, it's in the position we are in. We only have to get around these 2 cars. And then we don't have to worry about anything. I don't know why Martin is drifting up the track, but I knocked him back down. Sure, that put a mark on the front bumper. It did, but I don't even care. I don't know why he was doing what he was doing, so I just was like, you know what? Move. We have fresh stuff, which is why we drove away from Sterling Marlin so easily. Because he is at the end of his run. He did not pit with us this time. Tony Stewart pit with us, but he had to because he was all destroyed. Still was a smart move, not losing any laps under caution.
There's a wreck in turn 1.
Wow. I don't really care so much about Mark Martin at this point. He's got to be really close to pitting simply because he pit before the caution. That's why he is where he is right now. But, I mean, that's not to say I'm still not going to attempt to pass him, because we are faster than him. Get a good runoff here. Maybe cut to his inside or outside, since he didn't go up all the way that time.
Still there.
Nice Nice little side-by-side action as we come out of 4. There we go.
Stay high. Still there. Clear low.
And there it is. This car looks pristine in my rear view, but it's not. It's all messed up. I don't know what he hit. I think he was involved in an accident earlier, possibly with Stewart, which is why they both hit pit earlier than everyone else and were at the tail end of the lead lap. Doesn't matter to me now. We pulled out to a 3.7 second lead on Sterling Marlin. We've got 22 laps left in the tank. Still have over 100 laps to go in the race. So still a very long race left to go. Curious as to when Martin's going to hit. Just because he's, I don't know. I mean, we only had 7 left in the tank. Probably 5 by the time we got onto pit road. Went around another 1 or 2 times after that. So, and he had pit before us. So he's got to be very close to pitting soon. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when that time comes. But, not much else going on, as you can see. Clear roads ahead, so we're going to go ahead and speed this one up. And, this isn't a very action-packed track. We'll probably get into some action later in the race. But it's a long race as well, as I've said multiple times already. And combining all the times I talk after pit stops or cautions, it all adds up to a full-length video. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up again. And we'll be back with you. Caution or pit stops.
Out.
Yellow comes out. Looks like John Borland blew his engine. Having some troubles getting around the track. Caution comes out for that. We've got engine damage from miscalculating and running into the back end of somebody. This is just pretty bad. I was trying to not mess with Labani or Kenseth, and I ended up in the back of that other car. So we'll go in, we'll pit, and we'll see you after this caution.
Get set. The race is going green. There's the green flag. Car low. Clear low.
So we have to pit. We'll pit with 60 or 61 to go. We get 27 laps again. So 30. We still have to pit 3 times. That sucks. It's a lot of pitting to go yet. Ooh, it's just now coming off of pit road. 84 laps left in the race. We're ahead of everybody by 1 lap. Sterling Marlin was on the tail end of the lead lap, but, you know, we drove away from him with a fair amount of ease. That looks like it's Burton. Jeff Burton. I didn't really pay attention to who else was out there because I was not paying attention. I was on my phone just playing games. Just jump from one thing to another, as you guys know. But I don't really think it matters who pit or who didn't, because we're doing exactly what we said we wanted to do, which was run a clean race and be dominant. And that's what we're doing today. So that part of it is very, very nice. Sometimes I think that it's a bigger challenge when I get around faster cars when we're in slower car traffic, because you never know what they're going to do out on the track. You never know if they're going to make one of those crazy moves up the track at any given moment. I don't even remember who I was next to, but at the last second they actually hit the brakes and pulled back up behind Kenny Schrader. I was just like, huh? You know, I didn't know how that, or why that even happened that way. It was really weird for me. So that's just an example of one of those things where you don't want to be really making any kind of drastic moves or trying to make or trying to make any tight moves around lap traffic with the faster and slower cars bunched up, because that's how your accidents will happen. Anyway, though, good news. We've got 21 in the tank and nobody in front of us, so we're going to go ahead and hit that fast forward button yet again. We'll be back with you. Caution action or pit stops. All right, we got 2 left in the tank. Gonna go ahead and bring the car around. One more full lap and we'll pit the lap afterward. I had a nice little run around with Tony Stewart for most of that whole stint. We were chasing him down and it was a lot of fun. It was nice to have another car that was fast out there to kind of compete with. And he ended up getting caught up behind some of the lappers. I mean, he's a lapper, but you know he's one of the fast lappers, so. All right, we need to prepare for this. Here we're gonna Come up in. Get on the brakes. Pull off.
Car low.
You know who did that?
Clear low.
Couldn't have gone high, could you? Nope. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Matt Kenseth. Appreciate you.
Slow down.
Anyway. Crazy, but
Set. The race is
Matt
going
Kenseth
green.
was the damaged car on that.
Car low.
Just things that are annoying. Trying to figure out why Mark Martin is in the front there, but not the first car a lap down. That's interesting. All right, well, anyway, so here's what actually happened there. I mean, you can see our tire tracks. We were just about to pit, and we were about to pull down on the apron. Kenseth comes up full speed and just blasts through us. I mean, there's no reason for it. We were on the inside. We were running slow. We're about to go down on the apron, and we just get absolutely smashed into. It was ridiculous.
Car high.
So now we got repaired. No problem. It was only rear end damage.
All clear.
And we were fine. But, you know, I don't know if he's back on the track or if he's still in there. Is that him right there? It might be. He might be in the pit still. I don't know how much damage he did to himself when he hit us like that. So then we get onto pit lane, and Kevin Harvick is pitting with us. And I don't know, we had him driving halfway up the side of our car, which was something
There's
else.
a wreck in turn 1.
And then,
Car low.
of course, the caution came out while we were on pit road, but we were a lap ahead of everybody, so it didn't really matter for us. And that's why we're able to do what we're doing right now. Remaining a lap ahead of everybody and not really worrying about Mark Martin being right on us, because even if he were to be faster than us right now, and the only reason why he's driving even remotely close to as fast as us is because we're actually slowing down more. Like if I drove the way that I know I can drive this car, we'll just drive away from him. But I'm actually slowing it down about 10 miles an hour going into the corners. See, as soon as I hit that corner the way I know I physically can, let's see if we can actually get our fastest lap ever. Also, driving well away from Mark Martin. Well, there's Dale Jarrett. He's no longer the second or third place car. Oh, I kind of screwed that corner up, though. I got so used to kind of saving. Let's see how that did.
That was a great lap.
There you go. Best lap of the race. So, we can drive away from him. I'm not concerned about it. I just was kind of going easy because look what you do to the tires when you do that. I mean, I absolutely torched them. And it's going to take a couple laps to cool them off now. So, I don't care if Mark Martin gets a lap back. Obviously, we know 5th place is 2 laps down. So, Mark Martin is behind that. So, he's at least 2 laps down. If he wants to drive up and get his lap back, that's fine. We've got 18 left, which means we'll be pitting with 30 to go, roughly. And then we're going to be pitting with like 3 to go, which is just stupid. Unless I can save. And I haven't even tried. I haven't even tried to save. We can try though. Just a little bit at a time. We've got a lot of laps left to go. We've got a lead, over a lap lead on Marlon Rudd and Wallace. I can try. I can try and still be faster than these cars. Like, Martin will pass us doing this, but
All clear.
honestly, I don't think a lot of cars would pass us with us doing this. If I could save 3 laps, it would be huge, because then I don't have to pit 2 more times. I only have to pit the 1 time. That's what we're going to try to do. Here I go with my strategy again, well knowing that a caution is going to fly. That has nothing to do with us, but that's what'll happen. I'm going to let Martin go right. I'm going to go high here. I lied. I'm going to go low.
Car head is pitting.
There you go. Let's see. We're going to kind of get an idea of how this is going. So we are definitely saving. because when I got to the line, it didn't tick down, and that's how you know. Now I don't mind at all backing off of some of these cars too.
All clear.
When I come around corners, I'm not sitting here worried about getting around them as fast as possible. I don't need to do that now. Every time I let off the gas, I'm saving. Well, that was dumb. Get your stuff together. I barely tapped him.
You're all clear.
44, 15 laps left, so we've already saved a lap. All right. Interesting. We need to be able to pit with 27 to go, I guess. Or we can pit with 28 to go and keep driving a little slower. I think they all get way better gas mileage than us, but I think it was because we were just going balls out the whole time, not because we don't have as efficient equipment. We have the best equipment you can have. But now I'm dropped off from my top time. It's a second and a half, 2 seconds. Almost 2 seconds slower.
Still there.
But 2 seconds slower, save a few laps, and then we don't have to pit twice. We only have to pit once, which honestly, I'd rather do that than mess around with pitting twice or pitting with 3 laps left in the tank. Or 3 laps left in the race, not in the tank. Running out with 3 laps left in the race. So, not much excitement going on with that, of course. We've also talked for quite a while on this stint, so we're going to go ahead and speed things up for you guys. And we'll get back with you when we got about 3 left in the tank and see where we're at with saving that whole time. All right, we have 3 in the tank. Still, it says 30 to go. We can get around to 28 to go and still have 1 in the tank. We have an opportunity to pit with 27 left and then just drive normal, but that just went to 2 to go. I don't know if we can save a third of a lap in the next 2 laps. We're really going to be risking it here, I think. I guess we'll have to see, because what I'm going to do is come around, and if it says 1 to go while we're in the corner, we'll pit. But if it doesn't say 1 to go until we're through the corner, then we're going to finish the lap. We'll have to see when it says 1 to go. All right, well, we're going to drive it through and hope we don't run out of gas, because, yeah, we should be able to make it to pit road this time around. So when we cross this next time, it'll be 1 to go, or not 1 to go. When we cross this next, well, wow, we saved a ton of gas there. When we cross into pit road this time, we'll be at 27 laps left in the race, and we'll come out with a full tank of gas, or at least we should. Just don't kill me. All right, here we go. Final pit stop if we did that right.
Pace cars out.
Well, now we're just going to pit with everybody because we'll pit with like 26 or 25 to go. It doesn't matter anymore. My whole thing shot out because of a caution again. And we have Marlon and Rusty Wallace that got on the lead lap with us on that strategy. So it bites us in the butt again, and we're going to have to drive back up through them. Oh, it was Rusty Wallace that got damaged. Interesting. Cause of the caution, Rusty Wallace. Car leading the race, Rusty Wallace. Tell me how that makes sense. Anyway, we're now the car leading the race again. And we've got 25 in the tank. 22 left in the race. 23 maybe. Meaning that we don't need to drive cautiously or carefully anymore. We're just gonna burn this thing to the ground and get as far out in front of Wallace, Marlin, and Rudd as we can. Just stupid. I just love how every time I have a plan, it gets foiled by a caution. And I also love how the person who caused the caution was in first place when everything was said and done. Like, huh? How do you not at least have to go to the back of the lead lap? Which I know there's only 3-4 of us total, but still. How are you in front of it, all 4 of us, if you're the reason for the caution? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But, you know, on a good note, we have gone ahead and driven away from the 3 of them quite quickly because I'm not driving slowly now. I mean, in comparison to what I was doing when I was saving gas. And we did. That's the other thing that pisses me off. We did save enough gas to do the thing. So we would have pit and come out of the pit. I had enough gas. We had 27 in the tank. When we crossed the line, we had 27. We maybe would have had to have saved just a slight amount just to make absolute sure we would have been fine. But I don't even think we would have had to have saved that much at all. And we would have walked away with that one pit stop strategy at the end just fine. But instead, we go down pit road. There's a caution. So then during the caution, we went down and just had them fill up the tank the rest of the way with a half can, which is what got us in front of Marlin and Rudd at first, because those two had gone down and got their full pit service. Because why wouldn't they go down and get their full pit service? There was a caution, you know? They didn't have to do it under green flag condition like I did. So anyway, 18 to go in the race. Nothing going on, even though he just said that there was a wreck. Obviously, it's of no consequence to us at all. And we're going to go ahead and drive this one out. We'll come back with about 3 to go, unless something changes before then. All right, we got 3 left in the race. We still have 7 in the tank. Should have only had 2 left in the tank, or 5 left in the tank right now. Somehow we saved 2 laps this whole time. I don't know. The gauges here are weird. Anyway, yeah, we smacked the wall. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here, and on a Tuesday, and I am tired. And I didn't even notice. I kind of zoned out. And I just let the car fade up into the wall, and by the time I kind of realized what I was doing, it was too late, and I smacked the wall. Thankfully, it didn't kill the car, and it didn't slow us down. It's been a long race that obviously when we're not in traffic and you're kind of tired, it's just kind of, you know, whatever. But those are the parts that I have sped up for you guys. And the parts that are exciting, or the parts like this where we're about to come into the final lap,
Lap.
I'm alert for. But otherwise, it's just the car engine noise, the music on my YouTube, and me being tired. I smacked the wall right there as we just drove past it again. But regardless of all of that, we're going to walk away this week. As far as with other cars, except for Matt Kenseth, which makes sense because, you know, me and Matt Kenseth. But we're going to walk away with a very clean victory overall. Fastest lap, most laps led, and qualifying in first, finishing in first. So it's great overall 250-mile race. Top 5, Tony Savoy, Sterling Marlin, Ricky Rudd, Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Tony Stewart finished in 29th place. Hitting all our marks in that race will leave us with $885,700. Tony Savoy dazzled the Full House crowd at Texas and silenced critics on April 3rd with an impressive display of track magic. With that victory, that puts us pretty well ahead of Wallace. Of course, Bobby Hamilton was up there with us for a while. He has now dropped down into 6th place. Matt Kenseth there in 3rd place. He ended up finishing 8th in that last race, even after he plowed into us. We've got 7 total races, all top 5s, 4 of which have resulted in victories. Speaking of tracks that we absolutely adore, we've got Martinsville Speedway in the next episode. Looking forward to doing that. We're not going to be worried about keeping the car pristine there, but we are going to do our best to just drive fast, stay out front, manage the lap traffic, and hopefully come away with a good finish. Hell, at this point, even just finishing that race is always a testament to the team and the equipment that they put around us, because that is always, I mean, there's not a car that comes out of that race without being completely trashed looking by the end. So anyways, folks, that is going to do it for this episode. I would like to take a moment out to say thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And until next time, and of course, as always, you take care.